my second grade friends. So today we're going to be talking about clouds. Sometimes I have my head in the clouds. Ah. I am going to read aloud a story, a nonfiction text. Nonfiction means real, about clouds. And well, it's about Earth's water, which it does discuss clouds because Earth's water has a lot to do with clouds. So we're going to think about the cause, what causes clouds, and the effect is the cloud. And so I want you to listen to the story, and then I'll be back later with an experiment. So I'm going to share my screen with you, and you can see the story the same time I can. Now, the first thing I'm going to show you is the glossary, because there are some words to talk about, words to know, and these are the words to know. So concentrated. Concentrated is gathered or collected together. I like to think of like juice from concentrate. If you've ever purchased or your parents have purchased the frozen juice in a can, that's juice concentrate, and you have to add water to it to make it drinkable, because if you just like ate that frozen juice, that'd be kind of nasty. Gas. Now you think, oh, my parents put gas in the cart. No, this is in science. A gas is a matter that can freely change shape and size, and often it can't be seen. So a gas would be air. We can't see air, but we know it's there because we breathe it. Another gas would be when your parents are boiling something and steam comes up. That's a gas, also known as water vapor. Glaciers. They're large amounts of ice and snow that are found year-round and that slowly move downhill. Groundwater is water held underground in soil or rock, often feeding springs and wells. Invisible. Unable to be seen. I'm going to become invisible. Where did Mrs. Duda go? Behind my green screen. I just wanted to do that because how fun is that, right? So a lot of times, like air that we breathe is invisible. You can't see it. Liquid, able to flow and change shape while keeping its size, so it stays the same size. Precipitation, water that falls to the ground, such as hail, sleet, rain, or snow. A solid, having a firm or hard form or shape. That means it doesn't change shape. Like if I give you my mouse, it's going to be the same shape, whether at my house or at your house. And then water pollution, the presence of dirty or harmful materials in Earth's bodies of water. So I'm going to go back to the first page of the book. That's the cover. The title page is Earth's Water, and there is a focus question, and it says, why is water important? Words to know, we just went over. And then table of contents. Water everywhere is on page 4. Different forms of water is on page 7. Changing water is on page 11. And water is important on page 14. What was that focus question again? Oh yeah, why is water important? Where could I find it? Oh, looks like I could find it on page 14. And then we already saw the glossary, which gives us some definitions of the words that we're going to read, and that's on page 16. Water everywhere. Water fills oceans, lakes, and ponds, and it flows in rivers, streams, and underground. It is even in the air. Frozen water is found on some parts of Earth as snow and ice. Water covers over 2/3 of Earth's surface. Salt water in the ocean makes up most of Earth's water. Earth has much less fresh water. Many plants and animals need fresh water to survive, like us. If we were to drink the salt water, it would, 1, taste super nasty, and 2, it would give us a tummy ache. Now, if you look here, I underlined this label because I wanted you to notice that a nonfiction text often has labels with its pictures, and I wanted us to make sure that we're reading those labels. So the dark parts in this picture of Earth are water. So all of this is water. Some of this fresh water is above ground, while other fresh water is groundwater underneath Earth's surface. What are some ways you use Earth's water? Here, this boy is giving his dog a bath. This kid is going for a swim. These people are doing whitewater rafting, which is super fun. This farmer is spraying his fields, her fields with water. And this gentleman is going for a hike and drinking his water in front of a waterfall. Different forms of water. Liquid water is the most common state of water on Earth. When you pour a liquid water into a container, it takes the shape of that container. Liquid water is always moving, even if you can't see it move. Water moves in rivers and streams due to currents, the constant flow of moving water. Lakes and ponds are standing bodies of water. The liquid water in them moves slowly. Surface and underwater currents cause ocean water to move, with waves forming and crashing. Winds, the moon, and the sun affect the strength of ocean currents. And I circled this label. Each of these containers holds 4 cups of water. So this measuring cup holds 4 cups of water. This vase holds 4 cups of water. And this bowl holds 4 cups of water. So even though they're different shapes, they're all still the same amount of water. Not all water is liquid. When liquid water gets very cold, it freezes and forms ice. Ice is another state of water, solid water. Ice can float on liquid water. People form ice into different shapes. You've probably made ice cubes to cool down a drink. Artists even carve ice sculptures. And I underlined this label. It says, ice can be carved into many shapes. Much of Earth's frozen water is at the North and South poles, the coldest areas on Earth. The most common places to find glaciers are at the poles. These huge masses of ice store much of Earth's fresh water. The label, sheets of ice, cover Earth's South Pole. Some of Earth's water is in an invisible state as a gas called water vapor. While it's always invisible, water vapor is all around us. When it is hot outside, more water vapor fills the air than when it is cold outside. Humidity is the amount of water vapor in the air. On hot and humid days, the air feels thick with lots of water vapor concentrated in the air. So the water's all smushed together. And I know I've said it, I don't know, maybe you've heard your parents say it, but oh, it's so humid, I can't stand it. It's just, it's heavy and it feels, that's what we're talking about. There's a lot of water in the air. Now this label asks us, what states of water can you see in this picture? And I circled, oh, I see a pond, so that's liquid water. And then I circled a cloud. Think about that for a second. Changing water. Earth's water is always changing from one state to another. When frozen water is heated, it melts and becomes liquid water. When liquid water is cooled, it freezes and becomes ice. The sunlight heats up the snow and the snowman melts. Liquid water can become a gas too. Have you ever seen a puddle of water dry up on a hot day? Energy from the sun changed the liquid to a gas in a process called evaporation. Evaporation happens every day as the sun beats down on Earth's bodies of water. When water vapor in the air cools down, it changes from a gas to a liquid. This process is called condensation. And I said it like that because Bill Nye the Science Guy. Totally recommend watching him. Bill Nye the Science Guy, not Bill Nye Saves the World, because that one's a grown-up one. Bill Nye the Science Guy is a kid's one. So super great show. So energy from the sun causes water to evaporate. So down here, this blue line shows where the water started. This blue line shows us where the water has evaporated. So the water was here, but it evaporated and turned into a water vapor that is going to be condensed to form. Clouds are made up of tiny droplets of water formed by condensation. The tiny drops stick together, creating larger, heavier drops. If the drops become large enough, They fall as rain, snow, or another type of precipitation. Some rain and melted snow soak into the ground, becoming groundwater. Precipitation and groundwater fill rivers, lakes, streams, and ponds. Water evaporates from bodies of water around the world. Later, it condenses and falls in other places on Earth. Cloud drops water on the desert as rain. Water is important. Rain keeps plants alive and allows them to grow. People and other animals need water to survive. We also use it for other purposes, such as fighting fires. It is important to take care of Earth's water. People are the main cause of water pollution, although sometimes it occurs naturally. Littering and dumping trash lead to dirty and unusable water. Polluted water makes people, plants, and animals sick. Would you want to drink and play in polluted water? Polluted water, not polluted. Oh, you can see right through it and see the little fishies. Ugh, I would not want to swim in that. I wouldn't want to swim in this one either because there's fish in there, but that's just me. Maybe you want to swim there. It's got fish in there. I don't want to touch me. Ugh. And then we're back to our glossary. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen now. So that's a little bit about water, water vapor, and ice. And I want you to think about, when we do our experiment here in a minute, what's causing the clouds in the experiment that we're going to do. So I'll see you momentarily. Bye.